So, I've been dealing with a lot of self-doubt because as I was writing this case, I was seeing people coming hard at the true crime community on YouTube. Just all the negative comments I was reading about these people that they put their best foot forward and they do so much for the community. And I was like, this is my fourth video. How am I it just felt like so much pressure. I know it wasn't about me, but I don't know, it just felt like so much pressure. I'm like, what is happening? But what I tried to do with all this self-doubt that I was facing, just like throw it all away. Throw it away it goes. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omodele Salu, and if you're here, it means you're as invested in true crime content as I am. So welcome, take a seat. I'm going to be posting a lot of content like this, so if this is something that you'll be interested in, please like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you can get notified when I post a new video. Before we get into today's case, I'm going to be giving a major disclaimer. This video is not in any way meant to offend anyone, especially not the victims and their families. This video is for educational purposes only, and I just like sharing my views on issues like this, as well as hearing your opinions on issues like this, and hopefully along the way we can learn one or two things. Now that all that is out of the way, let's get into today's case. Gabby Petito. This case is so huge, and I'm glad it's getting all the attention that is needed. The number of people I've seen following up on these cases, there are some of my friends I've been trying to get interested in true crime content, and they always like they never really like pay it much attention, no matter how much I'm trying to tell them. Most Nigerians don't even know about serial killers. To tell you how, I don't know, they just chalk everything up to like ritual killings or something weird, but they never really think that, okay, this thing is happening because there are really scary people out there. Like, we know they are robbers, they are killers, but you know, when someone is so sick that there's a pattern to which they kill because like they enjoy it. Many Nigerians do not really know how to like wrap their head around that. So I try to get my friends, especially women, invested in it. It's not so, I'm not trying to like say, okay, when you know these things you'll be protected. No, but at least if you can tell a little bit of some of the signs, it might, I don't know, it might help. But now they're the one texting me like, hey Salu, have you seen the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's case? And I'm like, what? You watch true crime now? You do? Are you serious? So it's just like, oh my god. And I wish so many other cases got like this much attention, but if wishes were horses. Anyway, I've been meaning to do this case for a while, but it's like there are new updates ever so often, so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to take a step back and make sure I do this right and do this case the justice it deserves. Gabby Petito was born Gabrielle Venora Petito on the 19th of March 1999 in Blue Point, New York. She was the eldest of 6 siblings and half-siblings. Her mother was Nicole Schmidt, her father Joe Petito. She also had a stepfather named Jim Smith, and from the looks of it, they were a very beautiful and loving family. She graduated Bayport Blue High School, located in Bayport, New York, in the year 2017, and this was where she met Brian Christopher Laundrie. From September 2017 to January 2019, she lived in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. She worked as a hostess and in the kitchen of a restaurant in Wilmington, North Carolina. Although along the way she applied to Cape Fair Community College, she ended up not attending. She began dating Laundrie in March of 2019, and she moved in with him and his parents in Northport, Florida. From Petito's Instagram page, you can see how beautiful she was. Like, she was always smiling. I mean, a lot of time when I see influencers, when I see their page, I'm always like, there's a certain vibe I get from them, and I have this, I feel like, I don't even see smiles. I don't see smiles. Pause. I think I'm going to have pause in no judgment zone for me to unpack. So for a lot of Instagram influencers, when I go through their page, it's like, man, I know what to expect. But when I was going through her page, I was like, this is different. Her smile was so wholesome, like she was smiling. Like normally I see this too sexy for smiles kind of vibe. Oh my god, I sound like a complete hater right now. Why do I sound like a complete hater? But yeah, but the vibe I was getting off her page was like, it was so beautiful, so warming, and I don't know, it just kind of, I am stunned because I was not expecting to see what I saw. Truthfully, I was not expecting that. So moving on. From the interviews, you can see the way her family talked about her. She was well loved, she was well appreciated, and I could feel their love, but at the same time I could feel their pain. It was so beautiful and heart-wrenching at the same time. According to her Instagram page, she likes traveling, yoga, art, veggies, and hashtag van life. Now van life is something that I just came to know more recently. So let me not say it just got mainstream, sorry, recently. Let me speak for myself. I just got to know of it more recently because I always knew that people stayed in their houses, their trailers, their vans, but I always felt like it was because they didn't have somewhere to stay, like they didn't have a home, like the house, the structure and everything to stay in. So that's what I always felt. So this is probably just my privilege talking, but also because of the environment, because in Nigeria you don't see that. Oh, okay, pause, hold on, I have to address this. When it comes to nomadic living, you see that in Nigeria. So we have about 6 nomad groups in Nigeria. So I'm not saying that kind of moving, just traveling about kind of lifestyle does not exist in Nigeria. I'm just saying that in the like modern style that we're now seeing all over YouTube, Instagram, we don't really have it in Nigeria. And one of the problems is actually insecurity. Sad. I feel sad just saying that. So I'm just like, I kind of addressed it from like my Nigerian with my Nigerian eye. So I felt like in Nigeria, when you have a home with everything, you're not thinking of traveling or moving in cars and staying there because you're worried about insecurity. Or maybe I've not done my research now. Maybe there's some van lifers in Nigeria that live that modern lifestyle, modern van life, but I don't really think so. I think I did enough research to come up with nothing, with nothing, absolutely nothing. So when I was researching this case, I got lost in all the beautiful adventures, and I kept thinking that okay, maybe this kind of life I would like to live, or maybe, or maybe I'm just kidding myself. I don't know. Moving on. So there are people who live this kind of life, all right, this nomadic lifestyle because it is less hard on the environment. So it's more minimalistic, so it's like better for the environment, which is a great thing. And there are people who live this lifestyle because they have no other option, they cannot afford to live any other kind of life, so they just have to live like this. And of course this lifestyle is a lot more glamorous when there are influencers involved, because influencers are there to sell you a lifestyle, right? They are selling you an idea. Okay, so they do not really talk about the challenges as much as they they should. So they talk about the challenges of maybe like missing your family. And why did I do that? Missing your family, and maybe you miss having your real home. So they talk about things like that. But when it comes to issues like that affects like maybe the black community or the queer community, because I read a post from a black woman that said she's a van lifer that said she had to map out the danger zones, and that was so scary to read. So what good is selling your lifestyle if they're telling you that okay, you're going to be dead someday, one day, any day now? So as you can see, it's just like so different. And like I said, this life is glamorous for influencers, but when it's people who cannot just that afford the van life as glamorously, it might just be tagged homelessness, and there's a whole world of classism involved. and I'm not going to get into it because this is not what the video is about, but I watched a creator who made a video on this, and I'm going to just link it down below, so if you're interested in to hear more about this, you can watch the video. It's amazing the way she just put it all together. Van life, van dwelling is not at all a new concept. For thousands of years, many groups of people have had to live life on the move, constantly having to travel. These people are referred to as nomads. A nomad is someone who lives life by traveling from place to place. An article by Maya in 2018 reads, "The word nomad is derived from the Greek word nemos that means to pasture. Hence, originally, the term nomad referred to the people, ethnic communities, who wandered from one place to another along with their herd of animals in search of pasture land." Terms such as nomad and semi-nomad are applied to social groups that undertook a fairly frequent, usually seasonal physical movement as part of their livelihood strategy in the recent past. Nomads are usually classified three ways. We have the hunter-gatherers. They don't farm for food, but they hunt and gather food as they travel. Then secondly, we have the pastoral nomads. They depend on their livestock and they migrate to find pasturage for their animals. And this is actually like the most common type of nomadic lifestyle in Nigeria. Then lastly, we have the peripatetic nomads, and these nomads, what they do is they offer their skills to the settled population, or they trade, and this is actually the most common remaining nomadic people left in industrialized nation. There are different nomadic tribes all over the world, and each of them have their own history and way of life, and I'm just going to mention a few. So we have the Kochi people. The Kochi people of southern and eastern Afghanistan, who sadly are now decreasing in numbers because of the pressure of war, amongst other things. They are pastoral nomads, seasonally migrating to let their animals graze where the climate is most favorable. We have the Sami people. The semi-nomadic Sami people are mostly in Scandinavia and in Russia. They have herded reindeer throughout the Sami land, and these animals are a part of their cultural identity. Then we have the Masia, the 14 tribes comprising the pastoralist Masia of Kenya and Tanzania raise livestock from the Rift Valley to the Serengeti, or they did before mining, game hunting, beer grain growing, foreign corporation. Oh, wonderful colonizers, fuck you. But now they have to fight, like they have to struggle to keep their old ways and cultures going. Lastly, I'm just going to say the Irish traveling community. They're often referred to with ethnic slurs. I'm not going to say it, but it's a P word and a T word. So these Irish travelers are ostracized and scorned as criminals and worse. They live in ever-moving caravans and have strict gender rules, which I'm going to say men travel and work with the animals while women marry young and tend to domestic chores. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm just really surprised that this is, well, this is a thing, even in, I don't know. They speak an unwritten language called Gammon or Shelter, a blend of Irish, Gaelic, Hebrew, Greek, and English. Irish travelers represent a solid example of the peripatetic nomads who have maintained their migratory ways by making their home construction skills valuable to the society. Now, there are a lot more of these nomadic tribes, and I'm going to just link the article. I got all of this down below so you can read more on it. It's really fascinating just reading on all of these nomadic tribes and just seeing how they live. Is so different from what like you're used to, and it's so I don't know, so fascinating. Many nomadic groups who have had to move from one place to another have often faced suffering, intolerance, stigma, social alienation. I'm saying all of this so you all can know the nomadic lifestyle is not at all a millennial thing. Now it has a lot more comfort compared to people who had to live the life years and years ago and sadly are still living this life away from the social media buzz. they still have to deal with all this discrimination and hardship. Gabby Petito took to this nomadic lifestyle and became an influencer for it. At just 21 years old, on the 2nd of July 2020, exactly 1 year before they took on their van life journey, Petito and Laundrie got engaged, and Petito posted on her Instagram page saying, "Here's a picture from our first date because I love you so much." Brian asked me to marry him and I said yes. At Bizarre Designs, you make life feel unreal and every day is such a dream with you. Hashtag sushi on the beach. Hashtag fiancé. On the 11th of December 2020, Petito purchased a new van and she posted on her Instagram page saying, "Garden on wheels. New van means new adventures." On the 2nd of July 2021, in Petito's white 2012 Ford Transit van, which according to one of Laundrie's posts on Instagram, they had converted the interior to allow them camp and cook meals inside of as they traveled, they departed New York. They had been in New York because of, to celebrate Gabby Petito's younger brother's graduation from high school. So they departed New York on July the 2nd, 2021 on a planned 4-month cross-country journey. According to Petito's Instagram timeline, the couple stopped in these locations. On July 4th, 2021, they stopped at the Monument Rock in Kansas. On July 8th, 2021, they stopped at Colorado Springs in Colorado. On July 10, 2021, they stopped at the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve in Colorado. On July 16, 2021, they stopped at the Zion National Park, Utah. On July 21st, 2021, they stopped at Bryce Canyon National Park, still in Utah. On July 26, 2021, they stopped at Mystic Hot Springs in Utah. On July 29, 2021, they stopped at Canyonlands National Park, Utah. And on August 12th, 2021, they stopped at the Arches National Park in Utah. And this is the same day that things just begin to go downhill. And that brings us to the end of part 1. I hope you watch until the end. If you did, many kisses for ya. Part 2 will be up like very soon, I hope. Very, very soon. And thank you for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy watching. If you enjoy, just like and subscribe if you like what I do, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of this content. I've done this video a couple of times, so right now I'm just oh my god, please like. See you next time. Bye.